Hey Kenjiro, I think Jenny can kick your ass.
Are you a betting man, Bish?
What?
Hey guys, and welcome to the Get Life podcast. This is actually the second episode I've recorded today. I think the last episode we had Master on. Or did we? Because I recorded an episode with someone awesome, but I'm not sure in what order I'm going to release the episodes. So that really changes a lot of things. So anyway, this is the part 2 to the episode with Master.
What up?
Yeah. So we got him on to answer a couple of questions that we weren't able to do last episode. Mainly because we're in two separate parts of the world and Skype is being crazy.
Yep. This is being a hater, man. It was too much epicness, man. I can tell you that right now. It was too much epicness going on. Skype couldn't handle it. It's understandable. It happens.
Yeah. See, that's the problem. So that's why we had to do it. But you know, it's more for you guys. Think about it like that.
That's right. More stuff.
Exactly. And you guys, I have to thank you guys for all the questions that you asked. It's always nice to see people asking questions, especially for Master. There's a lot of interesting questions, and I think we should get on with it.
Yeah, lay it on me.
Okay, we'll do. I have to find the questions again, because now I lost them. Jeez. Okay, one of the questions is, are you coming to the UK anytime soon?
Am I coming to the UK anytime soon? Currently, I don't have plans to go down there. I think at one point I was really trying to poke at Chin from Tech McCoy Europe, and to see if there was a way I can get down there in that side of that side of the globe. But right now, currently, I don't have plans. I would like to go down there just so I can play a lot of the players over there, meet a lot of people, and just say hello to everybody. But right now, no plans, unfortunately.
Oh. Bear in mind, a lot of these people were actually from the UK that sent in these questions.
Oh man, it hurts me even more now.
Yeah, well, you never know. One day.
Yeah, perhaps. And if it does come, trust me, everybody will know. Everybody and their moms.
Do you think, like, if you do go to UK, a lot of people are just going to come with their mums?
No, but at least their moms will be able to take them there if they needed to get a ride.
Because the thing is, interesting story. I was actually playing DOA, and I needed someone to spar with. So yeah, first, I played against my sister. I won, of course. And I got a bit big-headed, and I was like, okay, Mum, I'm gonna face you DOA. And then I was like, okay, Mum, you can choose Kasumi. And I picked Hayabusa. And I lost.
Your mom beat you. She gave me the whooping.
I know, it was so weird. On the screen, she was looking like she was doing all these crazy combos, and I'm like, Mum, have you been practicing while I'm at school? And she was like,
picking it up on the low.
She was like, no. And I was like, what were you doing, Mum? How did you do all these crazy combos? She was teleporting at one point. I was like, what? It was weird.
Funny. Nah, that's funny.
And then, I couldn't believe that she did that. And she told me she only pressed the circle button. That's it. Only the circle button. Just pressing it again and again and again. And I was like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Rematch. And of course, we picked the same characters, but she still won.
Wow, that's awesome.
just by pressing circle.
Yo, oh my god, I don't know how I'd be able to tell that story. Hey, my mom beat me. That's good.
Yeah. That shows how much of a pro my mum is at DOA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if I ever go down there, hey, she'll know where to find me. Everybody will know. See,
she'll be in next year's IGN Pro League.
There you go.
On the live streams and everything.
Yep. In front of millions.
Yeah. What would happen if you got beaten by your own mother at DOA?
That would be insane. I would be like, I'm done. That's it. I can't play anymore. You beat me. Obviously, it's a sign. It's some kind of sign telling me, listen, you need to stop. Your own mother's being you now. I think I'd probably have to stop. I'd have to definitely like put away and sell all my DOA paraphernalia, everything.
Wow. And then she just does like an Azuna drop. What would
Oh
you
my
do?
God, that'd be insane. As it is, females can't even do jobs like on instinct, just like by itself. I haven't seen anybody that a woman has been able to do that. Like I haven't experienced anybody that plays Hayabusa like that. And if she were to do that to me, I'd be like, that's it. I'm done. I quit. That's it.
Oh, you said you wouldn't be proud of your mum.
I would be proud, but at the same time, I'd be like, my mind would be blown. Literally, I would have like a hole on the top of my head.
What if she was like, oh, Manuel, I was just I saw your gameplays, I watched all of them, and I learned something.
that's what do you call it? Naturally talented. She has that natural talent then.
Maybe she passed it on to you.
Very true. Maybe that's where I got it from. Then I'll be like, now I know why. This whole time I thought I was, just doing really good work, but in reality, it was all in my mom's genes. Who would have thought?
See, now we would never know. I bet you're just gonna go to your mom's house just to do that and see who wins.
Oh, I know, right? Like, get on the stage real quick. I just need to test something. It came to my mind. I have to check it out for myself.
Moving on swiftly. That was a nice first question. I'm not gonna lie. Another question is where you're from.
Where am I from? Okay. I'm originally from El Paso, Texas, which is a border town which is right in between actually New Mexico and Mexico, because it's on the west side of Texas, and that's where I'm originally from. For people that don't know my ethnic background, I'm Hispanic. I'm Mexican. My family's Mexican, so some people are kind of surprised. I think it's mainly because I don't have that thick of an accent. Some people catch it, some people don't catch it. So as far as where I'm from, that's where I'm from. I'm from El Paso, and my family is Mexican.
Okay. The thing, you're from Texas and stuff, but I don't hear like that kind of Texas accent, like Tina from DOA.
Like Tina, come on, boys. I try not to make it too obvious. I try to keep it on the low. Not to make other people think like, oh man, he's from Texas. I try to keep it secret. So that way people are like, well, where's he from? You know what I mean? That's why they're asking the questions. See?
Oh.
So you try to be ninja. You got to be ninja 24/7.
Okay. Another question is, has the DOA community improved since Dead or Alive 4?
As a DOA community has improved since Dead or Alive 4, I personally think it has. I think it's gone a lot better, especially on the competitive aspect of it. There's been a lot bigger turnouts for tournaments, which is always a good thing, and that kind of builds longevity to the game because more people want to play it and people want to spend more time with it and analyze it and kind of like give out information to newcomers in the series. And that's always something you want to have for anybody that, even for a casual player that just might be interested in getting kind of like semi-competitive or completely competitive. So I think it's improved. At the same time, I feel like there's still a lot more room for improvement. I think more people should try to pick up the game and play it competitively. But even if you don't play it competitively, you should definitely, if you're just a casual person that maybe like looks at the streams or looks at videos or maybe even posts in forums. I think you should always be supportive of what all your peers are doing, in the sense of like, even if you're not competing, but maybe your friend is competing, or maybe somebody you just know on the forums is competing, you should support those people and just kind of like promote each other, really. Even when it comes to somebody like drawing something like for Kasumi or Hayabusa, like they're making drawings, you should support each other in that way, because regardless if you're casual or competitive, it just builds it up even more. More people want to come, more people want to see what it's all about. You know what I mean? So it has improved, and I think there's a lot more room for improvement. I think we're in a position where we can really make a statement, not just to Team Ninja, who's been supporting us and who's been showing a lot of love towards the community, casual and competitive, but it kind of shows a statement to them and to everybody in the world to kind of show that we are fighters. We play the game. We love to compete, and we love to enjoy the visuals of DOA as well and the story behind it. Which is why it's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Another question isn't really a question. It's more of it is a question. Someone didn't actually know who you were. I think they kind of got confused and they asked, "Is Master the guy from America who beat Perfect Legend?"
Just so everybody knows, I am the person that has been Perfect Legend, but we've gone back and forth a lot throughout our DOA history. I use Hayabusa, so if you saw me versus him as Hayabusa, then yeah, I am that guy. But like I said, well, he's a really good competitor, and we've gone back and forth several times, and it's just it's always fun playing him. So yeah, I guess you can say I'm that guy.
Wow. I'm actually going to go after this episode and watch that match that everyone's talking about, that because it has to have been iconic if someone actually asked the question regarding that.
I'm not sure which one it was that they saw. I think it was a televised one. Yeah, I think it must have been a televised one, because we played several times, and there was one that was on TV, and of course eventually it was on YouTube and stuff like that. So it was a good match, and there was a big crowd. It was during the CGS time. So I'm thinking that's the match they probably saw.
Possibly. Who was the hardest to fight out of all the people that you've fought in DOA?
The hardest? Oh man, let's see. I'm gonna try to break it down to like maybe 2, maybe 3 categories. I want to say the hardest was probably just the most like annoying matches was against like Offbeat Ninja. I think anybody that's been with the DOA community for a while recognizes Offbeat Ninja or knows of Offbeat Ninja. Is a really good player, top player, and just playing him was just annoying. It was always slow. It was always like he would turtle the whole match. It was a legit tactic. There's nothing against that at all. It's just the match to me was not a very entertaining match. I couldn't even if I wanted to make the match entertaining, and I like to make matches like entertaining. I try to like go with the flow, go with my instincts, things that make it look good, but at the same time it's rewarding. I couldn't. It's just he would not allow it. It was just like, listen, we're gonna play this way, and you're just gonna have to beat me this way. And and I was able to beat him sometimes like that, but it's just kind of like that was like the most annoying / like hardest match, because it was just a slow match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then another match that was hard, but I always liked those matches, and they were always entertaining to me, was against like Perfect Legend, because when me and Perfect Legend fought, it was like we was just going at it like lions, tigers, and bears. It was like it didn't matter. We were just going all in, and we weren't playing foolishly. It's just we were taking those crazy risks, but at the same time playing safe and just putting it all on the table. It's like, this is what I got, this is what you got, and we're just going at it. And it always goes like a back and forth situation. So it was fun during the times that we did play a whole bunch. Mainly in DOA 4, we played more in DOA 4 than the previous DOAs and DOA 5. But I think that's one of the more entertaining matches for me, as far as like when it came to competing, and in the sense of it being one of the hardest.
Okay. Another question is, how many hours a week do you play DOA and practice it?
Well, let me put it to you this way. Back then, I used to be able to play a whole lot. Back then, it was a little different, and back then it was kind of like more of like, at some point, it was kind of just like my job to do. Nowadays, I'm caught up with a lot of different things with work and just staying busy in general. And now I actually don't play as much as I would like to, because of the simple fact that I'm trying to keep up with everything else. And of course, I want to spend time with friends, family, and not only that, but most importantly, my fans as well. Because people hit me up on Twitter, and they'll hit me up on Facebook, and I don't like to leave people hanging. And sometimes I accidentally do, because I'm just caught up with different things. So I always like spend time towards that, trying to respond to people. People might have a couple questions, or I try to guide them to someone they may be able to answer their questions, or lead them to to a place where they can get more information. So I like to try to balance it out. So there's a lot more player interaction with the player and the fans or other people that are interested in getting involved with DOA. And I don't think a lot of players do that, so I think a lot of my time goes towards some of that, especially even my YouTube channel and stuff like that. So I'm always trying to put out content for people that are still following me, that have been supporting me for so long, that they still have something else to look forward to. Not always just DOA, but it is kind of circled around DOA sometimes. So when it comes to my training time, it's kind of cut back quite a bit, and I probably play in a week, I would say maybe at most 10 hours in a week. So you're looking at roughly like about an hour or 2 hours on Xbox Live or whatever daily. You know what I mean? On DOA. It doesn't mean I'm not on Xbox Live, but it just means I'm probably on DOA for about that long. But every time I do train or whatever, I've understood DOA for so long now that when I do train, I know what it is I'm looking for. You know what I mean? It doesn't take me a whole lot of time to go find, the stuff that's going to work and it's very damaging. So it's like I always test a lot of things. I'm very technical with the game. I'm very, very technical with it. So if you talk to anybody like Chosen One, Suzy, or whoever, they'll tell you it's like, when it comes to him training, when it comes to master training, it's a different ball game. I don't look at the game the same way as everybody else. So the small time I do spend with it, it feels like it's an enormous amount of time because I learn so much so quickly. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm breaking it down so fast.
Seems interesting. Continuing on this kind of training thing, if someone went up to you and said, "Hey Master, I want to be a DOA Pro, or I want to be a fighting game pro," what would you say to them, and what advice would you give to them? Because I know a lot of people in the audience are thinking that.
If you want to be a DOA Pro or a fighting game pro or any kind of pro gamer in general, I would say, first of all, you gotta do what you can to love the game. I think one of the most important things is you want to play a game that you naturally just love playing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the biggest factors. If you don't love playing it, you're just playing it just for the sake of playing it, I think it doesn't usually turn out that way. It doesn't mean it can't. It just usually doesn't, because you tend to lose interest towards the game because originally you didn't love it that much. So if you're a DOA player and you love to play DOA and you want to be known as one of those top players or kind of set a record or kind of be that guy that that has that wins all tournaments and wins the big prizes and maybe even get sponsorship, then always remember that you got to spend the right amount of time. It takes time and energy to train and to be one of the best, if not the best in the world. And always accept all kinds of like losses you may get even online or offline. That's just part of the process. You're gonna lose sometimes, and you're not gonna win them all. And you just you take it for what it's worth. Don't try your best not to make excuses. Just swallow your pride just for a little bit and just be like, what, it's normal. I'm playing online. I can accept it. Whatever. And instead of throwing tantrums, because there's some people that let that get the best of them. It's like, oh, it's this or this guy doesn't even know what he's doing. It's like, regardless of that, just accept it for what it is. Try to improve on what you're doing, and go out there, get your name out there, do stuff. Gamers that are pros or people that are becoming pros, they're a name. They're essentially a brand, and you gotta build that brand. You gotta show people that who you are. If you really want people to know who you are and what you're doing, then throw it out there. I mean, you're trying to get known anyway, right? I mean, you might as well start your blog or whatever it is you want to do, so that way when people hear about you more, or as you make it higher in the in the ladder, you're just kind of like you have more followers. You're like, oh man, I've been following this guy since he was like at the very beginning. You know what I mean? Kind of like how people follow like football players and baseball players when they're in college. It's a similar thing. We don't have like a college or high school of gaming, so the best way to do it is kind of like make it up yourself. It's kind of like, here's my blog, here's how you can follow me, and this is how I'm improving. And putting out, rather it be putting out blogs or videos, I think that's the best thing to do, as far as like getting more involved in becoming a pro player. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta, and like I said previously, you just gotta go out there. You just gotta travel. Traveling is gonna be one of the biggest things that you have to accept, and you're going to have to invest time, energy, and of course money to get your name out there. It's just part of the process. There's no way around it. You just got to do it. You can't just do it once either. So once you do it that one time, usually your mind will open up a lot more, and you'll learn a lot from that experience, and you'll want to do it again. Usually, most of the time, most people will want to do it again anyway, and that's just part of the process of becoming pro. You just have to do it again eventually, and give it all you got.
Another question is, what was it? Damn it, I can't find the rest of the question. Oh yeah, found them. If you didn't, if DOA didn't exist, what fighting game do you think you would be playing, and do you think you would be pro in another fighting game?
I would be playing Clay Fighter. I'm just kidding. No, I would be Clay Fighter. I'll be playing Clay Fighter 63.5. That's what I'll be playing. No. I'll be playing... that's a good question. Most likely, I'd probably be playing Street Fighter. I grew up with Street Fighter. Anybody who's followed me in the past knows that my brother was a big Street Fighter fan. I mean, he was, like, all over that game. And he, like, burnt that in my head to play Street Fighter or Capcom games in general, because he played a lot of Capcom games. So, I would probably be playing Street Fighter. Would I be pro or would I not? That's an interesting question. I think personally I would have been pro. I still think I can go pro now. I just don't have that time and energy. It just comes down to that. I mean, that's probably the biggest factor against me right now. But that would probably be the game, because I love Street Fighter. Like I said, I grew up with it. I've come to accept the game for what it is and how it works, and it's an interesting game. I love it. I love how Street Fighter works, and because of Street Fighter and the way I grew up with my brother playing that game, it's helped me a lot with DOA, and that's probably why I'm so good in DOA, because Street Fighter kind of built the fundamentals for me with my brother.
Okay, so back then, when you were playing your brother in Street Fighter, who used to win?
Oh yeah, he used to whoop the crap out of me, dude. I'm telling you, man. He would just beat me so many times. Like, I can't keep track of how many times he beat me up. Like, and he wouldn't get bored of it either. Like, he would just beat me over and over, and he'd like switch characters too, and that would like annoy me too, because I felt like that was like insult to injury. Is like, oh, I beat you with my main already. I'm just gonna switch over to this. Like, you know what I mean? At that time, it used to annoy me. Nowadays, it's like, whatever. It doesn't matter who I play and who they switch to. It's whatever to me. But back then, I was as a kid growing up, I was like, oh my god, it's like I would get a round, or maybe I get a match, maybe, but oh my god, it was just like constant like whoopings. I was like, it was hard for me to win matches against them. Eventually, he got busier, in life and stuff like that, because he's definitely a lot older than me, and I started beating him, and now whenever we play any fighting game, he can't hold a candle to me, because he just knows that I've already practiced so much in DOA and know the fundamentals of fighting games so well that when it comes to any of it, like he can't stand a chance against me.
I was actually going to ask you though that same kind of question, like if it was now, but you've already answered that. So
yeah, I would definitely beat him down. I would beat him down a whole bunch now.
Wow. Moving on. Wait. Damn it! I can't find all the other questions. I have to say, this question is a cute one. It's a personal one. Okay. When I saw it now, I'm like, oh, like, okay, this is how it is. This is the question. How did you meet your girlfriend? And was it because of DOA?
Oh, that is a good question. Yeah, I guess it was because of DOA. Let's put it that way. Vanessa, I've known Vanessa actually for a really long time. I never looked at Vanessa in that way, though. I never carried a conversation like that with her in that way in the past. And plus, she was usually with someone else anyway. So, and I was with somebody else anyway at the time. So we never saw each other that way. And it was a time where we both weren't with people, and I was told that she was kind of like, interested. She had a crush or whatever, and I was like, oh, really? That's, I didn't even think about it that way, because we never talked like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how I mean, I've known her for a long time as a friend, and then through like Xbox Live and through events, and then eventually we just became something. It became more than just friends after a while. During the time we were on during the time we were on DirecTV and we were doing CGS.
Okay. That kind of links in with another question. Who do you think is a better DOA fighter? You or Vanessa?
She's a better player than I am. I think she's a better player.
Are you just saying that because she's in the room?
No. No, I think she doesn't give herself enough credit. I think that's
okay.
what it really is. Obviously, when we played each other a ton of times, so we both can take each other out at any given moment, really, because we just know each other really well. But she's really talented. If she spends more time, she actually spends a little less time than I do, which is not even a whole lot of time to begin with. And I feel like if she spent a lot of time or more time than I do, I think she would get really good. She's one of the very few female DOA players that it's just, kind of naturally has it. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that she just loves DOA. I remember back then, and she would just talk about it so much too. She was like, man, I just love this game. I used to play this stuff for like long hours growing up, and I still played and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, I think that her passion for the game is so strong that it's helped her just stay good all the time with the game. You know what I mean?
This isn't really a question. It's just a statement. It says potato. What do you have to say to that?
Potato. I say potato.
Oh.
I love people, man.
Another question. Damn! I actually forgot the rest of the question. Damn it! This is a question. Do you see many people fighting as Alpha 152 in tournaments?
I thought I was gonna see more of it at the recent tournament I was at in Atlanta. There was only one player. The player that had won the tournament had used her, but I don't even think his final match was with her. I think it was with Helena. But he had won a previous tournament about a few months back before that with that character, I believe. And I was expecting to see more of that character this time, but I don't think there's gonna be like a huge, like influx of like people trying to play Alpha 152, because even though Alpha 152 is a good character in the sense of like, the speed and these long strings that you have to essentially learn and learn how to block them and hold them. She has a lot of like things that she can't defend against. She doesn't have like get up attacks really. Like she only has one in a specific position. She doesn't really have counter holds either. She can't really hold against any attack. She just kind of teleports out of the way, and depending on the move you do, you might actually recover before her. So the only thing that really helps her right now is her parries, and she only can do those out of stun. So if she's stunned, she can't throw those parries out. She has to do her regular holds that again don't do any damage to you. So I don't think there's going to be a huge move to people like wanting to play her. I mean, they'll play her for fun. I think there'll be a lot more people that'll play her for fun, especially now since Team Ninja was able to provide that patch where during versus you can play as all the characters without having to go through the whole unlocking process, which is really nice and is very helpful to the community. But I personally don't think there's going to be a whole bunch like of people just trying to pick up Alpha 152.
Okay, there's this one question also related to Alpha 152. It's using the least amount of words, describe Alpha 152's appearance.
Listerine. There you go. Listerine. Pick the Listerine character.
Wow. A lot of people have been saying that kind of things.
Yeah.
Regarding that, they're saying, oh, she's made out of toothpaste and things like that. That's just...
mouthwash.
Wow. That's what she's associated. I think she should do like adverts with Colgate.
Colgate?
Yeah.
Yeah, she could if she wanted to, or she can do an alternative color to your standard Jello. You can call it jelly. The gelatin.
Possibly.
Yep.
And they do like promotional costumes for that.
Yeah.
But you know how you have like the what is it called? Because one of her red costume, that toothpaste that you guys have in America known as Close Up.
No.
Oh, geez, and it's not in America, isn't it? If you guys know what the close-up toothpaste is, it's like red hot toothpaste.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It's like you put it in your mouth and you feel like it's burning.
Oh, wow. What is
It's
it like? It has like some kind of like cinnamon flavor or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That probably makes more
And
sense.
it's red. It's like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
You know what's so funny though? I think in the dimensions, because you can use Alpha 152 in DOA dimensions for the Nintendo 3DS. In dimensions, I think she had more colors. I think she had yellow also, and I think she had yellow and a green.
Wow. The thing I don't understand is, like, in the story, I think she's wearing this kind of robe at one point, you know, when she's, well, don't want to give out spoilers, but when she's like slicing through, I don't know if that's her. But
Yeah, I think it is her, but I know what you're talking about. It's interesting that she would wear the robe, but I don't know. Maybe there was just something.
also in the story, she doesn't have that kind of gelatin mode. She changes into these other characters. Do you see what I mean?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was actually very interesting. I actually liked that. When I saw that the first time, I thought that was really cool because when she was like beating me up for the first time and she switched characters in mid-string during the jungle, I was like, holy crap, that's pretty amazing. Like I wanna play that character.
I was thinking the same thing because if they did kind of put that in exhibition mode as like a separate character, only exclusive for this exhibition mode, like you can't use online and things, it would be pretty fun. Like, because other games have it. Mortal Kombat has Shang Tsung, the character that can change all these other characters. You know,
Right.
Dragon Ball Z I think has I forgot the purple guy. Ginyu, yeah, that's the one that switches souls with people. Like,
Yeah.
that's that guy. So every fighting game has someone like that. So I think DOA could do with that kind of outrageous character.
It could happen. I mean, it would probably definitely have to be banned unless there was like limitations. But a character like that, oh my god, that'd be crazy. Doing Kasumi's combos and all of a sudden you catch him in the air with Hayabusa, that's insane.
That would be.
It looks cool. I remember when they did it to me. The computer did it to me. I thought it was pretty freaking cool.
If only they could do that. I can imagine.
Or they should add. You know what they should do? Now that you mentioned that, they should add a little patch where you can add the effect of the smoke. That'd be pretty cool. Because like that character is like smoking or has like flames or something out of it as it's transforming.
Like a particle effect. I see what you mean. Like, that would be interesting. But, you know, because Alpha 152 is a bit weird looking and her moves as well. But that version of Alpha 152, I wouldn't mind being defeated by that version of Alpha 152 just because it looks awesome.
Yep. No, I totally understand.
Another thing is this other question. I'm not sure if you're gonna answer it, but who do you think is the best looking character in DOA 5?
See, I'm looking at the box art right now, actually.
I know you're gonna say Ayane, because that's what I think.
Ayane is very cute, so I'm not gonna lie. But they're also good. They did so well. Team Ninja did really well with the girls. But then again, they always do good with the girls. As far as the girls are concerned, I feel like I hop from one to the other. I can't really make up my mind. I feel like they all have their moments of like where they look really, really good. But Kasumi, I think, is really good as far as the girls are concerned. Of course, as far as the males are concerned, man, the Super Ninja, you can't top the Super Ninja, man. With them green eyes, come on, man, you can't top that guy.
Oh, you can. There's. I don't want to sound weird here, but you can. Like, genuinely, people are gonna say Janly.
Yeah, a lot of females like Janly, and I think it's because of his swagger and his the way he's like dressed overall. But Hayabusa, man, that's the man right there.
But you don't know. Maybe he's not a man.
He's in pick up that mask. He's a female.
Yeah, he might be like Kasumi in disguise. Like, we don't know.
Oh man, that would be disappointing. That would ruin the whole Ninja Gaiden franchise.
You know, they can always do like a spin-off game. Like, I don't know. They could do that.
They could. Yeah, that's true. They could.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be interesting.
But yeah, in for that question, I'd just like to put my input in. I have to say Ayane.
Ayane, yeah. It's not a bad pick either.
Just
Like
because the purple hair. I like that. That's kind of cool.
The purple hair does it for you, man.
In real life, I know it would look a bit weird, but
if done right, you never know. If done right, maybe it would be just fine.
maybe. But you know, it's because the other characters, you know, I don't like Tina.
What? Oh
No,
my god. Tina is like
The character is just like, really? I don't need to see all of that.
oh my god, how can you that's from Texas, boy. Everything's
Yeah.
big in Texas.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, like, do you see that bit in the story mode? Like, when the dad is there, I'm like, wow, Dad, aren't you embarrassed? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Bass.
Yeah.
Jeez. Like, I wouldn't, you know how he was, like, embarrassed that she was gonna run for senator?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, you ain't running for senator, you know what I mean? Like, shouldn't he kind of be embarrassed? Like, yo, dude, that's my daughter. You know, she's like pretty much half naked, and all these guys are staring at her, and he's right there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you know, given the storyline, I think he doesn't mind as much because you know they're in wrestling, man. That's how the girls are in wrestling too. So he's used to it. He's immune to it now. He's like, I expect this from these commoners.
Well, and I don't like Hitomi either.
What? How you not like Hitomi, man?
Because she's annoying.
Oh my god, what a hater! We got a hater in the building, everybody.
No, okay. I don't hate Hitomi, but I hate Hitomi.
Okay,
Like,
I totally understand now.
I'm not gonna hate on Hitomi. I'm not gonna be like, Hitomi. I'm not gonna be like chatting all of that stuff. But you know, frankly, I just my personal opinion, I just don't like Hitomi. Firstly, because you know she's just so annoying. Secondly, she's kind of clingy, kind of needy. Also,
because of Hayate or Ayan?
yeah, I saw that in the story mode. I'm like, wow, the way just Ayane comes in there and then she's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go now. Like, wow, she should have stood her ground. If she stood her ground, do you know what I mean? Then I would have respected her a bit more, but she didn't.
A bit more.
Also, her voice is like very annoying. Like, I'm ready. I'm like, oh really? No.
We don't. I thought that was the game for a second. I was like, wow, that's pretty good.
We don't need to know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really listen to the voice acting in English actually, personally, that much.
Oh, so you more Japanese?
Yep. Well, because that's how the game originally started. It was just always Japanese.
Oh, because even in Japanese, she's annoying.
What? Oh my god! All the Japanese voices are awesome.
Do you know that intro when she's like, "Onegaishimasu"? When she does that, yeah, I'm like, you're not as annoying in English.
You're still annoying. You know what you should do? You should go to the random filter in the game and just like uncheck Mark Hitomi. You'll never have to worry about her again.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can do that. So whenever you fight the computer or any except for online play, obviously, or whenever you're playing somebody. But when it comes to the computer and you're playing it on random or whatever, or you're playing them randomly, Hitomi won't pop up.
That's awesome. I need to find out how to do that.
Yeah, just go to the options menu. It's there. You can also pick which stages you don't want to appear. Also, when you pick random.
Wow, I need to do that. Thanks. Well, now I'm never gonna see Hitomi. Also,
that's funny, dude.
The thing is, I don't mind using Hitomi in a match because she's relatively easy to use. But it's just Hitomi as a character is annoying. Like, not to use, but
her just character / personality, I guess.
Yeah, her personality is just like stupid.
That's funny.
And she's so defenseless. She can't really defend for herself. That's another thing. Lei Fang is similar to Hitomi, but Lei Fang's cool. Lei
Fang's cool.
Like Lei Fang can,
Fang is cool too.
like
But
she can.
Hitomi can defend herself pretty well because doesn't Hitomi make it to the finals in the story mode?
Yeah, but I'm not talking about defend herself physically, but I mean like in terms of standing. She couldn't stand her ground against Ayane. She could have tried,
That's
but she didn't. Do you know what I mean? Like she didn't do anything. She could have been like, no, that's my man, but she didn't do that.
that's my man, not your brother or whatever. That's funny.
But you could tell that Ayane and Hayate have something going on. I think there is something. Like, of course, I don't know the whole backstory. I don't know anything. I just think they have something going on because that scene, you can be like, you could tell that she didn't want. I forgot her name. She didn't want Hitomi there. Yeah. So.
I mean, if you don't know the backstory, it's hard to make sense of it. But it's Hayate doesn't have anything with her. I think Ayane is the only one that wants something with him.
Hmm. Another thing is like when you hear Ayane's story, it's just so compelling, so I'd say depressing.
It is. She's one of the she's like the stepchild of the game for the most part.
Hmm. And she's always had this kind of rivalry with Kasumi, yeah. Like even when you're playing tags, and me and my sister actually found this out. Like if you're playing tags with them and you swap out characters, like tag in a character, Ayane will be like, oh no, Kasumi will be like, Ayane, and she's more caring, and she's like, I'll be there for you. But when you're switching from Kasumi to Ayane, she's just so aggressive, and you know how they say their names and things.
Right. She's more.
She's more like Kasumi, like angry. Like with other characters, she's not as angry. Like with Hayate in the tag, she's like, "Oh, Master Hayate," or the same with Raya Hayabusa. It's the same. Like she's more loving towards them. She's showing more affection. But when it's towards Kasumi, she's very, very aggressive.
She doesn't like her, man.
But the thing is, Kasumi isn't aggressive to anyone. That's the thing.
Oh no, because she was never aggressive either. If you know the storyline, she never really was aggressive to anybody. She was always caring, and she was caring about her brother.
So yeah, as we were saying, the thing I don't understand is you were saying that Kasumi is not very aggressive, but Team Ninja decided to put her in the new Ninja Gaiden game.
Right. It's kind of more of a. I think Kasumi and even Ayane or any of those characters like that are from the DOA universe. Usually, it's more of like a fan service overall to be able to use them. Personally, that's what I think. I don't think they really play a big role in the sense of like the story, with the exception of Ayane, because Ayane has always been kind of like the side role. She never was like the main character until like recently they've given her a role where you actually play as the character and it's part of the story. Kasumi is not even really part of the story at all, with the exception of maybe her small appearance during Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 at the ending, I believe. So, like I said, Kasumi's never been that aggressive person, and she never was like that. Like I said, she was always caring about her brother, and she, that's just going from the storyline. She was always like that, and she's always been treated as, she's like a queen, essentially. She's like, the princess of like the Mugen Tenshin clan, and a leader, you know what I mean? And she was always part of like the immediate family, like Ayan's, or you can say, Hayate's direct sister, whereas, Ayane is more of a half sister. They came from a jacked up father. You know what I mean? So she was always treated as like, a separate person, or a person that can potentially be just as bad as the father. You know what I mean?
Another thing is, what is up with Ayane's red eyes? Like, she looks like a demon.
I think it comes from Raidu, because Raidu's her father. So Raidu's kind of demonish himself, and it's just really more of like, I think it's just more of just trying to match up with the hair. Really, it's kind of matching up with the whole tone of the character, the whole dress style. As you notice, Ayane is very purple-ish, so her eyes tend to be kind of like purple purplish or reddish. If you look at any of the previous DOAs, it kind of matches her hair color. And same with Kasumi, same with like Christy and a lot of the other characters. If you ever look at it, they kind of match the same color or the same tone overall.
Moving back to questions because I think we kind of drifted off. What is it? Do you by any chance remember any of the questions? Because I kind of lost them.
I'm trying to remember something.
Derp, 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 derp.
I'm trying to remember the other question.
I don't remember.
No, I think we answered quite a few questions though.
We did, but there was a lot more. And we did discuss them before.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember.
Ah, man.
Well, let me ask you this. What questions, out of all the questions that you've been reading off and you've been seeing, did any of those trigger a question in your mind?
From what I've seen.
Yeah, that's like based on the questions you've seen, or maybe something kind of reminded you of something that maybe a question that you wanted to ask that you didn't get a chance to ask earlier.
Not really, no. It's very odd for me to have the guest asking me questions on the podcast. Did you know what I mean?
Right. No, I'm just curious if you had a question for me.
Oh, so you're asking me a question about a question.
Mind blown right now.
Yeah. Questionception.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Oh yeah, there was a question about DOA Plus.
Oh yeah, what about it?
It was someone's actually asking, are you in the credits of that game?
Oh, am I in the credits of DOA Plus? I'm not sure. I actually, you know what? I talked with them not so long ago. I was gonna say, I never asked Team Ninja. I would assume I am, because a lot of the input that I was able to get for DOA 5 is essentially in that game as well. So, and I would assume that even the music, like Chosen One's music, is in there as well for when it comes to online play. So I would assume he's in the credits in that. So I'm guessing I am. I never actually looked at the credits. If somebody can post a picture of that from their PS Vita, that would be awesome, so I can see if it's actually there. Because I really don't know. I'm totally close. I don't own a Vita, and I don't own DOA 5 Plus on there. I want to, but I just currently don't. So if anybody has that would be good. I know I'm on the DOA 5 credits, and I know I'm in the DOA Dimensions credits, but I don't know about Plus. I would assume I am.
Another question is this. This is, like you said, while you were answering that, a question sparked up in my mind. After you put your input into DOA 5, did you receive a free copy of the game?
Yeah, we did receive a copy of the game. It was during the celebration of the IPL, during IPL, the launch day of DOA 5. It was that day that it got launched that we got the game, and all the competitors and all the media as well that was in there got a free copy of the game.
Was that provided by Tecmo Koei or by IGN?
Yeah, it was. I believe it was provided by Tecmo Koei. I think it was Tecmo Koei bags, I want to say. I can't remember exactly, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was them, because I remember they had a table set up and they were giving them out.
Oh, okay. Because interesting thing, I'm not sure if people actually saw this episode yet or not, because I just recorded it earlier. It was the voice for Jan Lee. I actually asked him, because you voiced this character, did you get the game for free? Apparently they don't.
Apparently they don't.
And he was gutted because he's, after being the voice of Jan Lee, he still hasn't played the game.
Oh, really?
No.
Wow. Being a voice actor is or doing stuff like that, that's dealing with a game like that, in that sense, doesn't necessarily mean you'll necessarily get it. You know what I mean? Because you're just there to do job. You might not even be interested in the game at all. You know what I mean? You're just doing your job.
Another interesting thing I wanted to say was that I was talking to him and he was saying he actually did an audition to do the voice of I forgot his name. Yeah, he done Jan Lee, so he was the voice of Jan Lee for DOA 5. But obviously, they don't just audition for one character.
Really?
They pretty much audition for a lot of the characters, and then they see, okay, the studio picks which one is the best for what. Do you see what I mean? Callbacks and things like that. So he was saying, I forgot his name. You know the blonde guy?
Oh, Elliot.
Yeah, he was supposed to do the voice. Well, not supposed to do the voice. He actually auditioned for the voice of Elliot. Imagine that, the voice of Jan Lee doing auditions for the voice of Elliot. and the thing is, the problem with that was he actually told me this is that he normally done voices for, older characters.
Oh, okay.
So it would have been kind of odd.
Elliot would have sounded a lot more mature than what he was.
Like a manly, well, not man. Well, he is a man, but like a more. He would sound kind of like bass, I would think.
A lot deeper. The voice would have been a lot deeper.
Another question is this. Oh, did we answer the... No? Oh, okay, cool. I remember the question now. It just came back. On a scale of 1 to 10, how awesome do you think you are? And we're going to end on that question.
Okay, well, let me do this other one, because I just remembered this other one before I answered that question. I think you were asking at one point, and I don't think you asked it yet on the podcast, about the IPL, or the IGN Pro League.
Okay.
So you were asking if what was the IGN Pro League, or what was it about, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So the IGN Pro League is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a professional league that the IGN hosted or had at one point. It doesn't have it anymore. IGN had recently got bought out by a different company, and they decided to cut that part out. They didn't want the IGN Pro League, so it got sold. It got sold out to another company. But IGN Pro League was a league that had professional players and gamers that competed, or anybody that wanted to compete in there, similar to Major League Gaming. It was a similar style, but what was really good about IGN Pro League is that they were really well established when it came to like a lot of their streamings and a lot of their big prizes. So they would do big competitions for, I think it was like Shoot Mania for PC and StarCraft and League of Legends, and they were going to dabble now with fighting games. They thought fighting games were really good, and they were going to do something with DOA and not just Street Fighter. I think it was Capcom games. So I think they were going to do like Capcom fighting games, and DOA. They really love DOA from what I would hear. The whispers I would hear saying, DOA is a really good looking game. They love it a lot, and they want to have it. So it was pretty much set in stone, from my understanding, that it was going to be in there. But when the buyout happened, even for Capcom, nobody could do anything. It was bought out and it was sold, and neither Capcom or Tecmo Koei could really do anything about it. It was really unfortunate, not just for, I think, the companies like Capcom, IGN, and Tecmo Koei, but it was very unfortunate for players that were kind of looking forward to something like that, especially for DOA, because they felt like it felt more like a second coming of another like big league for DOA, and it was going to get a lot of publicity, which it was. It was going to get a whole bunch, because their streams get thousands of hundreds of thousands, if not millions. I mean, we're talking millions of views for a game, and the fact that your game could potentially get millions of views, like if you played a match against somebody and 1 million people saw that, how insane would that have been for anybody that's listening into the podcast? You know what I'm saying? You would have. It's almost like, the way I saw it is like, there's no other way to see it except for, that's like instant stardom. Like 1 million people just saw you on a stream, regardless if you won or lost. You know what I mean? So it was something really big. It was something really unique, and I think it had a pretty good formula, and it could have worked really, really well. And it probably still can, and especially with DOA. DOA had a lot of good tools. Team Ninja kind of went out of their way to put a lot of good tools with the battle viewer and and stuff like that, because they knew that there was a good chance it would become that competitive, and it was. It was a really good chance. But like I said, things kind of just happened at the end that a lot of people didn't expect. So IGN Pro League essentially disappeared, and DOA and the Capcom games didn't get a chance to really go on those streams yet. Let's put it that way. You know, you never know when something like that can pop up again, and you know the community can step up and kind of make their voices be heard and say, hey, let's try to get DOA back in there, because there's always been through my career of DOA, there's always been a lot of people that are always interested in just the gameplay of DOA, just the way it looks, the way it plays, the natural feel of things. It's easy to follow, and it looks great all the time.
Okay. So, on to the last question. What is your answer for that?
Scale from 1 to 10, how awesome do I think I am? I'm as awesome as the people think. If the people think that I'm higher than 10, if they think I'm a 12, then I'm a 12. But if they think I'm just at 1, then I got a lot more work to do. I always leave that to the people.
I don't like that answer. Because it's very vague.
Yeah, it's not vague. You have the answer. It's whatever you think. It's always with you.
No, but rate yourself, like, from 1 to 10. What you think. Not me, you.
I mean, what would...
And be honest.
Be honest. Anybody that rates themselves for any reason, for anything. This is just as I'm answering this question, I'm giving advice as well. Anybody that should rate themselves for anything that they do, or for their whatever it is they do, whatever it is that they're going through in life. I think you should always give yourself the highest rank. You should never doubt yourself that much. So to me, it's like, if 10 is the highest you can get, then that's what I'm gonna take. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but yeah. Because if you're at 10, then there's no room for improvement.
Oh, there's always room for improvement. You just got to make the scale higher. It's time to improve the scale. Don't leave it at 10.
Ah, okay. Well, thank you for being on the podcast. It's been awesome recording. Oh no, don't thank me.
Oh no, it's awesome, man. Just things like these, people need to continue doing stuff like this. This is stuff that takes time and energy out of your day, and people should be able to appreciate that. So that's what I'm saying. I appreciate you having me on here, and definitely give out a shout out to all the people that are following you and your podcast, and people that keeping up with me on my Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, and all that good stuff. I mean, I appreciate everybody that spends the time to listen to us talk about our shenanigans and have and the people that reached out to ask those questions. It's great that we were able to get that interaction from people online. So it's always good to have these things. So it's good that you go out your way to do these interviews.
Well, I'm just, it was awesome having you on, and anytime you want to come on, just tell me, and
I'll shoot you a message.
Yep. And another thing is, people are asking, when is the next TK day? And obviously, I'm the one that runs that Twitter. I wasn't given any word on it yet, but I'm guessing expect to see something in July.
Okay.
Regarding Dynasty Warriors 8, because Dynasty Warriors 8 is going to be a big game for Tecmo Koei. I'm not sure if there's going to be like a DOA tournament or anything like that, because there was one hosted the last TK day and a TK day before that. But I think the main focus will be Dynasty Warriors. Of course, I don't think we will leave out the Dead or Alive fans. But personally, I know I'll be playing Dynasty Warriors. I won't be playing DOA on that day. Can't blame me for that. And if there is a DOA tournament, it may possibly just be on the PS3. Depends on who's hosting it. Because if it's me hosting it, I only got the game on PS3, so it'll be on PS3. But if it's anyone else hosting it, it really depends on what console they have. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode.
Oh yeah. Catch you guys later.
Be sure to check out the Get a Life podcast on iTunes for your Japanese gaming fix and hot chicks. Just kidding. No hot chicks, just Bish.
Hey, that hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It just had to be said.